There are still a lot of questions about how I came up with the name for the channel, so I will address them. They've all been posted in the comments. Let's just get to them. I'm Brian. Welcome to FutureAzA. James says, hey Brian, great to hear about the new channel. Would you mind explaining how you came up with the name? So we talked in the previous video about how the rebrand had to happen and a bunch of reasons for it. But how and why? The how is easy. I wanted something short and simple and easy to remember and easy to spell and something unique, something that hadn't been done before. So that means long strings of words I didn't want to use. My Tesla weekend, it had my in it because Tesla was already so ubiquitous and Tesla weekend was already a thing that showed up quite extensively. I just needed something. I didn't like it then. I liked it well enough. Even Rob Maurer, who did a podcast about 2 years ago, he was a guest on a podcast, and one of his regrets was putting Tesla in the name, because even as big as his channel was, he couldn't get traction outside of Teslaverse. He was on The Street. Not any street, but The Street, the actual publication. He got to interview Jim Cramer and all those kinds of people, but outside of Teslaverse, no one would talk to him. If someone with 5 times the subscribers I have can't get taken seriously, what chance do I have? So what I did is I pulled up a bunch of different websites that have domain name generators. And you can type in keywords. And I typed in electric, I typed in technology, I typed in innovation. And would you believe, 25 years of websites existing and domain squatting being a thing, every good combination I could find was taken. So I came up with it by spending hours going through bunches of websites, as many as I could find that were any good at all, and just domain spinning until I found some that I liked. I shortened it, the list was 5 or 10 originally, of things that were not already taken and available across all platforms. So I could have unified branding across all the places that I go, and it would be something unique, short, and memorable. That's how that came about. I did want to thank new subscribers on X. These are the people who actually keep the lights on, as bright as they are. This is, there's a bunch of ways you can use my referral ID. There's a different one in the link below. That's for the producer of the show. Either one works. Patreon as a patron, YouTube as a channel member, X as a subscriber. Appreciate it. So welcome to Random, Trent, and Alex. And Trent is part of the Pacific Northwest group that I'm in. So that's really fun too. I'll get to meet him soon enough. Waji says, congratulations on the new name. I know you were thinking about it for quite a while. This is something I'd announced to my patrons, I think a year or more ago. This is something I've been thinking about ever since Rob Maurer said it. So when it came time before Herbert launched his channel, I helped him get a bunch of tech things set up, get a bunch of ideas sorted out to get him off to a nice hot start. And the first one I said is, do not call your channel Tesla Herbert, call it something else. And I gave him, I shared with him my list at the time because I hadn't settled on anything. And he went with Brighter with Herbert. Brighter with Herbert. And that's allowed him to get on guests from all kinds of different areas of expertise. I think that move on his part helped him. I hope it brings the desired results. I think it will. And I like that you pronounced it. Yeah, FutureAzA. I may change the casing to capital A, lowercase z, capital A, so it doesn't look like AZA, but something more defined. And for that matter, the logo and designs and all that are still in flux. I'm not super happy with what I got, but I ran out of time. I'd hired a couple different people to work on it, and the results were not what I was looking for, unfortunately. Just got to move forward at some point. You could have swapped out Tesla for electric. Now, I got a lot of comments like this. Why not just my electric weekend? Well, because it's not a weekend, and my is just an extra word for no reason, and I don't just cover things that are electric. I cover the boring tunnel, which I mean uses electricity, but what doesn't? I've covered SpaceX. I've covered a lot of things that are not electric or cars. Why not my EV weekend or my EV adventure? I don't know. I feel like those are taken. All the good ones are taken. You need something new. Since reading your new name, I was wondering, what is an AZA? I'm not a native speaker, so I didn't know. I checked a dictionary. It's not there. I checked Urban Dictionary. I felt more confused than enlightened. So I was looking forward to this, believing it would still be explained. Still nope. Still sitting here puzzled. What the heck is an AZA? Well, I've actually got an answer for you. Love you and your channel, but FutureAzA looks like you chose future as the name, and they added the letters because it was already taken. Correct. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It was short and it's new. It's a word that doesn't exist. Dan in the Moon suggested AZA is from A to Z and back again. Front to back, back again, to the front. I like it. I think that's what it is. That's what FutureAzA is. It's the future from A to Z and back again. Love it. Dan, if I make shirts, remind me to send you one. I want to sign up for the new site. Is there a link? Hey man, you're already here. It's not a whole new thing where like I had a severance with a company and they own the old name and I have to start from scratch. You guys are already here. The Patreon allowed me to change the name. The X account allowed me to change the name, and YouTube allowed me to change the name. You're already here. So if you clicked subscribe again, double check that you didn't unsubscribe because that might have happened. So you're here. Highlander Apparel. Highlander is someone who comments to me all the time, and I write back to a lot of the people who comment. And he said, Brian, you respond back to me, and I'm nobody, so I feel your pain. It's frustrating to try and work with a company who doesn't respond, ever, at all. It's especially frustrating. Chris from Dirty Tesla used his referral credits to get an invite to the Cybertruck delivery event. And just before it happened, they said, oh, your ticket's canceled. Your account shows suspicious patterns. We think your referrals are bogus. And he said, guys, I maxed out my referrals months and months ago. Why would I be? They said, well, you're advertising it. He said, why would I do that? What benefit would I get from doing that? It doesn't make sense. It's a head scratcher. And they wouldn't respond to him. He's got over 100,000 subscribers, and they wouldn't respond to him. So he took to X, and they got it sorted out. Well, we'll give you a ticket as a courtesy. I've never had that luck, and I don't have as many followers on X as Dirty Tesla. I don't think. Certainly don't get the same kind of traction. So to which Highlander Apparel adds, June 15th, Muskegon, heart and smiles. Yes, I will be at that event, and Highlander will be there as well to meet me. A lot of you guys have said you're going to be there to meet me, so I'm excited about that. You should use your own name. That discussion took place. That was something that was considered. So this wasn't something I just did on a whim. This is something I seriously considered for over a year. There are examples of hosts who put their name in the channel. A lot of times it's people who started their channel before they knew what their channel was going to be. That's something that works for a lot of people. I have a very generic name. Brian White is a very generic name. Getting that to mean my channel would be very, very difficult. Just about impossible. There are vastly more famous Brian Whites than me, and I would guess hundreds of them. So that makes it challenging. Daniel Tosh was asked, why is your show called Tosh.0? He used to have a show, used to be called Tosh.0. Why do you have that as the name? It's a terrible name. He said, yes, but it guarantees that they can't fire me. That's a good point. I'm not at risk of being fired, except by you guys. And having my name in it won't change that, I don't imagine. And I want the channel to have the opportunity to be bigger than me. When drone pilots started flying in Nuevo Leon and Reno, I reached out to them and said, just join my channel. Just join my channel. I'll give you a link. You can upload the videos yourself directly. And whatever it pays, the offer I made them is whatever it pays, I'll give you 100% of it, because this would help all of us. My channel is bigger than any of the drone channels, and it would help you grow. But none of them took me up on that offer, unfortunately. Good luck. I predict a small turn followed by great success. That's my hope, is that they're Could be a little lag it before it actually works. But so far, the numbers have been very encouraging. I did lose subscribers on that video, but I gained 6 times more subscribers. It is the video this year that has resulted in the most new subscribers. On X, I lost 20, 30 people. I gained 150. That's a success. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Good luck in future videos, 1 viewer less. Well, I hope you don't actually mean that, Flyrec, because that's putting on the worst face for Tesla fans. That makes Tesla fans look bad. I think we should be more upset that Tesla doesn't want doors opened for the people who spend the most time and energy boosting them. But that's not something I can change. It's difficult. I go to shows like CES, and part suppliers, battery experts, they don't want to talk to me because I've got Tesla in the name, and they're afraid of how I will frame their responses to my questions. That's difficult, and we need to move past it, I think. So if we look at the top 10 videos from last year, look at that, 3 million views. Pretty good, I guess. Not great compared to a lot of folks. By the time you see this, I'll already be over 600,000 this year, and we're just in the first week of February. So the trajectory is going quite well. Let's look at the top 10. Bots. That's not cars at all. That's not EVs. Aptera, Lucid, factory footage, discussing factories in Mexico that would be used by Chinese and European manufacturers and US manufacturers to build EVs for sale into the US. AI, General Motors, Cybertruck exoskeleton versus unibody. This is the first Tesla car video, and it's at number 8. Casting spotted and Toyota. So my top 10 videos aren't even quite about Tesla cars. A couple of them are, like 2. 2? Yeah, I mean, I guess the AI advantage for Beta V12 would make it 3. So 3 out of the top are about Tesla cars. 5 if you include the factory footage and the Optimus bots. But this is what the viewers view. Almost everything I make is about Tesla cars, or Tesla the company, or Tesla the factories. But these are what people actually watch. So that's interesting. And these are topics that interest me. I find them valuable. So then we've got this last one. John from Silicon Valley Tesla Owners Club reached out and helped me understand that it wasn't the kilowatts that got the interview. It was the Silicon Valley Tesla Owners Club. Ryan from the kilowatts? Yeah, Ryan was along for the ride. He asked some great questions, but he was not the reason the interview took place. I hope I'm conveying that correctly. But again, John and Silicon Valley Tesla Owners Club are the exception. They are the original boosters. They are the first of endless others who've come behind them. So these are the people who were at the factory coordinating to get the cars out the door during production and delivery hell. These are the people, if anyone deserves that interview, it's John. So apologize for getting that fact wrong. I look forward to... John has asked, hey, can I get some questions answered about the goings-on at X from Elon? That would be another interview I'd like to see. So if you have more questions, I will gladly answer them, but I will not be making another video. I think we've covered this enough. Yeah, so why not my blank weekend? My needed to go, weekend doesn't make sense, and the blank is the impossible variable to fill. I just needed something that says the future without saying it in a way that's ever been said before. So I think that's it. What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Stay tuned, stay juicy, all that good stuff. Leave your comments in the comments below, as you do. And you guys, this is so awesome. You've been so supportive. The comments have been overwhelmingly supportive. Just a handful of angry haters and folks who are still rightly confused. about the branding decisions, but hey man, here we are. So everybody else, like, subscribe, do the usual, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots in the future. Aza.